What's up, guys? It's Green Zephyr. Today I'm going to talk about some of the mini plot holes in Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is obviously going to contain spoilers, so if you don't want to hear any, then don't watch this video. So first of all, why would Pepper Potts not have helped Peter? So she is now the owner of Stark Industries, and they were under fire for the drone incident. So it would seem pretty obvious that Pepper would be there doing something about the whole thing that was going on with the situation with the legal issues and everything, and especially with fighting the villains. You would think she would have been there, but she wasn't. Next, Topher Grace's Venom would be there, but Electro wouldn't. So in Spider-Man 3, Venom did know Peter Parker's identity. However, Electro never did in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But it was, I think, the directors explained why Electro would be there. But there's no reason that Topher Grace's Venom wouldn't. Like, he should have been there. And next, Harry and MJ from Tobey Maguire's universe would be there. So if all of the other villains were there before they died, then Harry would have been there before he died too. And of course, MJ would be out there somewhere as well. And then Gwen from Andrew Garfield's universe would be there. So same thing, she would have shown up before she died as well. And I don't know, she could have found Peter or something, I don't know. But those three should have been there. Next, Sandman shouldn't have been a villain. He started out as a good guy, but then all of a sudden decided to switch to the bad side for no reason whatsoever, because he wanted to go back to see his daughter, so it makes no sense why he wouldn't help Peter, and instead he turned to help Green Goblin and the Lizard and Electro, and to stop them and make sure that they couldn't send them back, which doesn't make sense at all. And then next, there was no way Tobey Maguire would have been stabbed. So either his spider sense, well, either Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire's spider sense would have sensed that Green Goblin was about to stab him, or Tom Holland would have just straight up seen Green Goblin standing up and about to stab him. And that's the horrible thing about movies. It's just if it's off screen, it can't be seen, which is horribly stupid. You can take pretty much any horror movie or anything, any other movie. If somebody gets stabbed or whatever, the person they were talking to would have seen him sneaking up behind them, but somehow they don't see that, and that's really stupid. But that's just a trait of movies, and it's annoying, but it just happens. And also, the TVA should have intervened. So when all the cracks in the universe were forming, where were they at? They should have done something about that. In the very least, shown up to try and prevent that, reset the timeline, whatever. But they weren't there either. And now, Peter's life is much worse off than it was after his identity was revealed to everybody. And I'll talk more about that later. So, basically, because of the wipe of everyone's memory of his existence, it would make it so he wouldn't have a birth certificate, state ID/driver's license, any records of his existence. There'd be no photos of him, etc. And that would also mean he couldn't get into college. So it doesn't make sense how he would be able to get into MIT then if he just lost all of his test scores and just never showed up. Like, none of that would ever exist anymore. He'd have to, like, go back through high school and do it all over again. And I don't even see how he could without any form of, like, ID. He just wouldn't exist. He's completely gone. And he also most likely could have made a video for MJ or went back to Doctor Strange to explain everything, and then Doctor Strange could have did the spell to make them remember. And the other thing is, I don't know if it was possible, but as the second time when Doctor Strange was fixing all the cracks in the universe and he did the original spell, if he started from the beginning with that spell, he could have just made it so that MJ and Ned and Happy and all the superheroes would remember who he was and then just make everybody else forget. At least that's what I'm assuming would be possible, because the reason that it messed up in the first place was because he kept adding to it over and over. But if he started with all of that, then I'm sure it would work. And then finally, Venom wouldn't stay in the MCU. So in the end credits scene, when when Eddie's sent back to his universe, and the little glob of Venom is still there, that wouldn't be possible either, because if Eddie and the big chunk of Venom go back, then why wouldn't the little one too? Why wouldn't that little glob also go back with Eddie and Venom? Because that just doesn't make sense at all. Otherwise, Venom would have stayed, and Eddie just would have went back, or they wouldn't have gone back at all. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.